Hello there, it's James. Saying good morning, saying good afternoon, saying good evening, saying hi, what's up? Hello, pleased to meet you. And so on. Yes, here we go. If and then. Conditionals. We love them. Or do we? Well, I'm here to make you love them. You will love them by the time you finish these exercises, I promise. And if you love them that much, don't forget to subscribe, folks. Very important. What's your tip of the day, James? Well, I'll tell you what it is. It's not a tip. It's this. Words, voice, body. Yes, it's a kind of a tip. The tip is that words are just a small part of communication, a small part. They think that body language actually accounts for over 50% of communication. And so as long as you smile and you look nice, well, that you don't need words. Well, maybe you do. A few. And so I'm going to help you with the words a little bit, but the point is relax with words. It's so much about voice and body. And so here we go, conditional sentences. Now, when people say if one thing, then another thing, it's quite useful, isn't it? Because, you know, life is not always certain. And so you want to say, well, if it rains, then I'll probably stay at home. And so we want to know one thing, another thing. And so these are called conditionals. Now, they change a little bit with English, so you've got to hold on to your seats, folks. Are you relaxed? Are you comfortable? Do you have a smile on your face? I hope so. Here we go. When two things are always connected, always, 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 like water boiling, that boring old example they put in every textbook. Well, it's also this. If I drink coffee after 9 in the evening, I don't sleep well at night. If you eat too much and don't exercise, you put on weight. And so it's present simple, present simple. It's easy, isn't it? This bit's easy. Something that happens all the time, present simple, present simple. If, then. Now, when we come to the future, something that might happen in the future if everything's okay, then this happens. Now, if I drink another coffee, I won't be able to get to sleep in the future. So notice present simple and future simple. So present simple with the if and future simple with the then. It's easy. If I go into London tomorrow, I'll look for the book you want. You see, this is straightforward, isn't it? Not a problem. Just be careful. Some languages use will with the if. We do not. Some other things to remember. When we talk about negative if, you can also use unless. For example, if you don't drive, it's hard to find a job. Unless you drive, it's hard to find a job. And so you see you've got if you don't or unless you do. Same meaning. If we don't go now, we will be late. Unless we go now, we will be late. And so we come to what might be considered slightly tricky, slightly difficult. Well, yes, and it's just practice, isn't it? So here we go. When we're talking about something that's not true now, or unlikely in the future, so we're imagining things. So for example, if I had a bit more money, I would probably buy a new car now, but I don't have any money. If I won a lot of money in the future, I would probably buy a new car. And so you've just got to remember this, folks. So if is past when we're talking about an unlikely future or something that's not true now. Yes, past with the future and the present. How strange and weird are English people. Yes, we are, and we like it. So if I won, I would probably buy a new car. And you can change the order as well. It's very exciting. And so you can say then first if you want to. If I drink another coffee, I won't be able to sleep is exactly the same as I won't be able to sleep if I drink another coffee. And also you can replace if with when or by the time, as soon as, before, as long as. And it's still the conditional form. So for example, when I go into London, I usually get the tube. When I go into London, I usually get the tube. Yes. And this is your zero conditional. As long as you are 18, you will probably get into the club. As long as you are 18, you will probably get into the club. Yes, first conditional. And also, you can use the lovely modal verbs of might and should and could and can and all that stuff. If I drink coffee after 9 in the evening, I can't get to sleep. It is also possible. As long as you are 18, if you are 18, you should probably get into the club. Probably. And so it's the time you've all been waiting for. I know I have. It's practice time. And so here we go. Choose the best conditional form, the 0, the first, or the second. If we don't hurry up, Now, this is about all the time, future or imagine. I think it's real future. I'm glad you do too. If we don't hurry up, we will miss our train. If we don't hurry up, we will miss our train. Okay, that's easy. Number 2, I think it's quite easy. Well, for some of us. Anyway, number 2, Livia runs away screaming whenever she... Now, I think this is all the time, don't you? And so, what are you going to say? You're going to say, she see? No, she sees. Of course, remember, she, third form, S. She sees a spider. Number 3, if I, more time, I would learn another language. So, this is about an imagined future, I think, isn't it? Because I don't have time. And so, if I had more time about the future, I would learn another language. If I had more time, I would learn another language. I think I would if I had more time. Russian or Italian or Spanish, Korean actually, yeah. Anyway, number 4. I'm not able to go to Italy if I can't find my passport. Oh, this is a real future, isn't it? Oh my God, where is my passport? I've lost it. I won't be able to go to Italy if I can't find my passport. Whenever I eat too much bread, I always put on weight. Always, always, always. Whenever I present simple, eat. Too much bread, I always put on weight. Number 6, if George failed driving test, he'll probably be upset. No, probably. He definitely will be. And this is the first conditional, so remember with the if, it is just the present simple. George fails. If George fails his driving test, he'll be really upset. Upset is an interesting word. It can mean sad, it can mean angry. It depends on the context. If it's nice tomorrow, I think this is a future that we are talking about, not an imagined future. And so, if it's nice tomorrow, we will walk to Richmond along the river. Sounds nice. Number 8, if I wouldn't eat McDonald's too often. And so, this is a kind of advice thing, isn't it? Now, what have I put? 2? Yes, 2. Now, there's the old form, which is subjunctive, which people use, if I were you. This is my advice. I'm not you, but if I were you. And so this is our second condition, of course, and using the past form. And the question is, which past form? Now, were is a slightly old form, the traditional form, but I hear on the street people more and more using was. And so you can use both. You can. It's fine. If I was you, if I were you. Was is becoming more and more, I think, but both are possible. Number 9, unless you revise, a good score in your test tomorrow. You must revise. Or not. You will not, of course. Or better the contraction, won't. Will not, won't. Both good. Number 10. This pizza before I decide what to have for pudding. I think this is something happens all the time. Maybe it's now, about a future that is real. And so, I'll finish with the contraction. I'll finish this pizza before I decide what to have for pudding. And so, yes, wow, thank you, James, so much. You're welcome. More practice. If you eat a big meal, you shouldn't go swimming straight away. This is our 0 conditional. You see, present simple, present simple. Would you mind if I? This is an interesting one, isn't it? Would you mind if I opened the window? This is a polite way of saying, would you mind if I open the window? So if I open the window, let's just imagine, would you mind? And so this is the form. Now, it is possible to say, would you mind if I open the window? Because, not because it's grammatically correct, but because people are saying it. And so both are maybe possible. Anyway, moving on, number 13. If you finish your homework, I might let you stay up. Yes. And so, first conditional, of course, an if, present simple, and then your modal in the then. And so, if you finish your homework, I might let you stay up. Number 14. Natasha might miss the class tomorrow if she has to work in the shop. Yes, she might miss. Here's our modal in the first conditional. She might miss, or she will miss the class tomorrow if she has to work in the shop. If with present simple. Number 15. I could come with you if I have to do my homework. I think this is an imagined future. Something that is not true. And so, I could come with you if I didn't have to do my homework, but I do have to do my homework. So it's not true now, and it's an imagined future. So past form. Yes. So maybe you want to spend time on this, and sometimes repeat the sentence. Let it ring in your ears. This is a nice way to remember how to do this. Number 16, the world will be a better place if people, yes, imagined future, something that is not true now, maybe. The world will be a better place if people, past form, learnt or learned. Yes, this is a strange verb. You can use the irregular form learnt or the regular, ed. You decide. You see both. Number 17, how, if you couldn't use your phone for a month, how, imagine future, how would you feel if you couldn't use your phone for a month? If more time, I try to play a bit of piano. I think this is true all the time. If I have time, I try to play a bit of piano before I go to work. I do. I like it. As soon as I get home, I think this is real, don't you? Or imagined? Real. As soon as I get home, I'll give you a quick call. I promise. And lastly, here we go. Number 20. I'm mad if I have to stay in the house any longer. I think this is real. I'll go mad if I have to stay in the house any longer. I need to get out. I need my freedom. I need to do stuff. And so, here, some more practice? No. Yes. Would you mind if I left early today? Would you mind if I left early today? Past form. I'll help you if you help me. Yes, we need to change this, don't we? I will help you if you help me. We might decide to stay in tomorrow if it rains. We might decide to stay in tomorrow if it rains. I think it's good. Yay! If you didn't smoke so much, you'll be a lot fitter. If you didn't, second conditional, you would be a lot fitter. Yes. Being fit is about breathing and your heart, folks. Fit is about breathing and heart. Healthy is about eating well as well. What will you say if she asked you out on a date? Imagine future, what would you say if she asked you out on a date? I'd say yes, probably. By the time we get home, it is after midnight. I think this is a real future, don't you? By the time we get home, it'll be after midnight. I think that's the end of the practice for one day, don't you? Once again, it is time to say, mind how you go. And if you like this video, please remember to subscribe. And I have just used a conditional because I can. Thank you very much. Mind how you go.